Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So first of all, I'm sorry that this video is going up a day late. I've been dealing with a lot of health stuff. I'm still out of the hospital, but I'm not quite 100% yet, and I'm not really good at teaching myself how to take it easy and not overdo things because I want to let go and do things, and I just need to kind of chill and still rest because I'm not 100% better yet. But anyway, so today I wanted to talk about a question that I get quite often, and that question is digital art better than traditional art, or vice versa? And I do want to talk about this, but first let me talk about the drawing that I'm making here real quick. You guys always ask me to do sketch with me videos, and it's really hard to record those traditionally because I use such light sketching on my traditional sketches. So it's really hard for the camera to pick it up. So I thought I would do a digital sketch with me so you guys can kind of see the process that goes into making a sketch for me, because my process is pretty much the same traditional or digital. I'm using the Procreate app and an Apple Pencil on the iPad, so that's all the information for the products that I'm using. So let's jump into the topic at hand. So is digital art better than traditional art? The short answer is no. And traditional art is also not better than digital art. There's not one medium of art that is quote unquote better than the other. This is because every artist has a different relationship with art, and every artist approaches art differently. So what may work for one artist may not work for another. For instance, there are some artists who do like amazing digital work, but can't quite recreate the same thing traditionally. Or there may be a awesome watercolor artist who can't translate the same watercolor effects into digital art, and that's totally okay. Most artists have like a preferred medium that they like to work in. So there's really not any form of art that is better than the other. It all just comes up to personal preference. For example, when I was in high school, I did only digital art, and this was because I thought digital art was like the only valid form of art. Like, I thought all the professionals do digital art, and if I want to be a professional, I have to do digital art too. And I got some really great advice from an art teacher of mine, and he said, digital art is not like the end-all be-all to all art, especially if you don't enjoy it, because at the time I was really struggling with digital art. Nothing I drew came out how I wanted it to. I was getting really frustrated, and I told him that. And that's when he told me that it wasn't worth it if I was just getting frustrated and not enjoying the process, because I enjoyed traditional art so much more. I loved working with watercolors, I loved working with markers, and I just didn't get that same kind of joy working with digital art. So my art teacher told me, stop doing digital art then. If you want to do traditional art, if that's what makes you happy, then focus on that, because that's where your strength is going to be. If you keep pushing yourself to do something that you just ultimately hate, you're not going to get good at it. You're going to grow to resent it. You're not going to have fun, and it's just going to be not worth it. So that was awesome advice, and that is advice I also want to pass on. If you just really don't like doing digital art, or if you don't like doing traditional art, you don't have to do it. Like, you're not bound by any law that says you have to do anything. I will say, though, now that I have grown a little bit, I'm not in high school anymore, I've learned a bunch of things since then, I will say that it is extremely beneficial to be able to do both. I put aside digital art for a long time because I wasn't good at it, I didn't like it. And instead, I practiced my traditional work, and I got better at things like anatomy and value and all the fundamentals of art. I improved those traditionally instead of digitally. So the next time I picked up a tablet and tried digital again, it was so much easier. Like, it was leagues easier. I understood color better. I understood how to draw better. Just everything went so much smoother than it did a few years ago when I was first trying digital art. So if you're struggling with one medium, maybe try the opposite medium and learn both. It is extremely beneficial. Now I kind of use both at the same time. For example, I might sketch something digitally because I don't have to deal with erasing, or I can just like move things around so much easier. I can copy and paste, and then I might take that sketch and then color it traditionally because I still love coloring traditionally, especially with watercolor. So it's really going to help you as an artist if you can kind of learn to use both mediums to your own advantage. And that goes with any medium too. It could be mixing watercolor and color pencils, or watercolor and Copics, or acrylic and, I don't know, acrylic and digital. If you can learn more mediums to help you out, that's like, it's just going to help you out more in the long run. And you can use the different mediums in any way that makes sense for you. So maybe you prefer to sketch traditionally because it's easier for you, but then you love the way digital painting looks and you like the process of digital painting. You can do that too. There's no form of art that is quote unquote better than the other. The only thing that matters is that you're enjoying the process and that you're having fun with it. So it's okay if you never pick up a tablet in your whole life. And it's okay if you picked up a tablet and then never picked up a pencil again. Ultimately, what matters is you and your preferences. Like I said, I do feel like learning both or multiple media is going to be beneficial to you, but ultimately, you are the master of your own ship. You can make those decisions yourself. If you want to stick with one medium or learn more, that's entirely up to you. But I do want to say that you shouldn't feel bad for choosing one or the other, because ultimately the only thing that matters is that you're enjoying yourself and having fun. So yeah, that is pretty much what I wanted to say about the subject. Like I said, this is just a quick sketch with me video. I really do enjoy digital now a lot more than I used to, and that is because I kind of learned a lot along the way. The thing that really I struggled with in the beginning learning digital art was the coloring process, and that's because I didn't understand how color theory worked at all. So since then, I've kind of learned a bit more, and I've played more around with mixing my own paint and trying to come up with my own color schemes traditionally. And now I can translate that into my digital work so much easier, and I have a much easier time doing so because I took the time to learn it in a different medium, and now the thing that I struggled the most with is not that much of an issue anymore. And the same thing can be said with, I think, any medium too. It doesn't have to be watercolor and a digital media. It can be pretty much anything. And if you are struggling with one media or another, it's also a very good idea to go back and maybe learn some of the things that you're struggling with. If you are struggling with color, for example, study more color theory. If you're struggling with, I don't know, making your lines look good, you can just practice drawing lines over and over again. I know that traditional inking is a lot harder for me, and it's really beneficial to ink traditionally because you get a lot more confidence in your lines because you can't undo things. So you kind of learn to, I don't know, just make it, you learn to draw the lines smoother and with more confidence the more that you do it traditionally, at least in my experience. So yeah, always, if you want to improve yourself, I mean, you don't have to do anything, but if you do want to improve your art, I do suggest just going back and forth between mediums and trying different things in different ways, and always looking for ways you can better your art and improve things and stuff like that. Something that I really enjoy doing now is taking my watercolor works and enhancing them digitally. So I can change the colors of some things, and I can add different color highlights that I can't really do traditionally. And I like mixing the two a lot. It's a lot of fun, and I really like the end result because I like the organic textures that I can get with watercolor, and I cannot recreate that digitally to save my life. I've tried. But I also like some of the polished feeling I get from doing a digital work. So I like to kind of combine the two. And I know what works for me because I've had practice doing lots of different things. So your process will be different from mine, and you may find things work better for you in different ways. And the only way you're going to figure what works for you is by trying everything and like seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, seeing what you like, what you don't like. Ultimately, the only way that you can learn those things is through practice and experimentation. So if anything, if you got anything out of this video, it's practice lots of different things, experiment, and just keep in mind that one form of art is never better, quote unquote, better than another. The only thing that matters is that you're enjoying yourself and having a good time, because that's ultimately what art is, you know, expression, and you expressing yourself through art and having a good time. Okay, so that is actually officially all I wanted to say for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it kind of answered that question that I get, is traditional art better than digital? Is digital better than traditional? Yeah, and I hope you guys maybe learn something or have something to reflect upon. So yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today and watching this video. And yeah, I will see you guys next week, hopefully on time. I do try to upload every single Friday. This is Saturday, but like I said, I've been dealing with a lot of health stuff. So yeah, hopefully I can get back on a schedule now. I am feeling better today than I have been the past week, so that's nice. And I'm going to stop rambling now because I've been rambling a lot this video. So officially, thank you guys. I'm done. Okay, have a great day. Bye. I love you all.